Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back to another Twitch adventure. We're going to be cleaning some games today. I have a new webcam that I got for a whole whopping $13, so it's not very good, but it should at least be a temporary workaround to allow us to do a cleaning stream before I, at some point, get a better camera solution that should work better. But yeah, we'll kick into it. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Had a big cleaning adventure outside my house today, which was I mowed the lawn, as you do in the summer on the weekends. Went pretty well, I gotta say. Not a single blade survived. All right, so yeah, our new camera, it's a little grainy. We're trying our best, but it should work okay. So we're starting out with Speed Racer. I got a lot of Nintendo DS games for like, oh my goodness, like $6 I think for 4 games. With a couple games I was looking for and a couple games I was not looking for, but we'll see how they go. So Street Racer is one of the ones I was looking for, which might be surprising to you. I don't know, we'll see. There we go. See how dirty that guy is. So not too bad. All I'm going to do to clean the contacts on this one to make sure it's working well is I'm just going to get a toothbrush and some of my toothbrush and some 91% isopropyl alcohol. I'm just going to put a couple little drips on there. Spock 316, how's it going, sir? How are things in your neighborhood? Welcome on in. I hope you're having a great relaxing start to your Sunday. So we're just kind of brushing the toothbrush across the contacts here a little bit. It should be a little better. See if I can show that off on the camera at all. See if I can get that to focus on it. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll get out our Nintendo DS. Gonna get pretty warm here in Washington. Yes, we are in those dog days of summer, I suppose. Put this in the correct way. I've played a Nintendo DS game before, I swear. Yeah, I definitely had to go out and mow my lawn before it got too hot this morning. I think I started at like 9 a.m. or something, like way too early to mow a lawn if I'm being honest, but... Alright, looks like Speed Racer is going to read. That's a good sign. So that's good. I can turn it off here. I'm going to see if I can give it just a few seconds to kind of show what this game looks like. Sure, I'll be that thing, all those things. Just a few seconds of Speed Racer gameplay for you that you can't even see because it's too dark. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, Speed Racer works. It's just a racing game on Nintendo DS. Not bad for the $1.50 I paid for it, probably. Yeah, looking forward to trying out more Speed Racer. Happy to see that one's working great. We'll put that in the good pile. Right, next up in this lot, the next one I was kind of excited for, shockingly possibly, is Where the Wild Things Are. Another Warner Brothers game. This is a heavy Warner Brothers lot. But I believe, if I remember right, this is like a kind of a little, like kind of just adventure platformer that's, fine. It's fine. It's not offensive. It's fine. Speaking of not fine and offensive, this doesn't need too much cleaning over here. I'm just going to give it just another quick little wipe with whatever I got left. This one is in good shape. It really doesn't need much. And we'll pop that in, see if Where the Wild Things Are is working out okay. All right, looks like it's reading. That's a good start. All right, booting up. That's a good start. Oh yeah, Way Forward. That's part of why I bought this game. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, Way Forward worked on this. Way Forward is well known for having some hidden gems among the games where sometimes they go way too hard on a game that doesn't need it, and sometimes they just kind of shovel out a game real quick just trying to get to their next big project. So Where the wild things are, where is that going to fit on the spectrum? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find out here in the next few minutes. It looks like an unskippable cutscene to start, so I'll probably skip it the other way I can, which is to just turn it off. But yeah, excited to see what WayForward did with where the wild things are. See if that's any good. Happy to see that one's working fine. Next up, a game that looks like it should be good, but by all accounts is not good. B-17 Fortress of the Sky? In the Sky. Fortress in the Sky. There we go. So this one's got a little bit of gunk in it. It's got some sort of line over here or something. So we'll give this a good scrub down and see what we can do with it. So I'm just going to get another couple drops of isopropyl alcohol on my toothbrush. Not too much. Kind of dab off the excess there. Just kind of brush across those metal contacts, trying to avoid the little ink stamped identification number for the DS game. Alright, looking pretty good. See if that'll show up here, see if that's looking better on your end too. Yeah, a little bit cleaner, a little bit better on that one. So let's see if B-17 works for us. Uh-oh. I got a no DS card inserted. So, take another quick look at that. Any other obvious flaws in there? Really? Let me just try putting it back in. Sometimes you just need to reseat it. Oops, sorry. Turn it off, turn it on again. This game didn't look that bad, but you never know. Well, it's no good still. All right, we can give this a second cleaning. We'll just keep going on it. Second cleaning. All right, dab off the excess there. Put my thumb over the little ink so I can try to protect that from the alcohol and toothbrush I'm going in here. Even give a little more extra attention to that one little spot where there's kind of a line that showed up in the first place. That might be where it's giving me trouble. I feel like this game should be working. I'm a little surprised it didn't. There's a little fleck on here that I've got one more tool at my disposal if this doesn't work. But we'll start with just the toothbrush, see if we can do it with just some bristles. Try that. Good news is B-17 is, again, not a great game that I was, like, super looking forward to. So if I had to pick, like, one game to not work, that might be a good one. There it goes. Now it's booting up there. B-17 Fortress in the Sky. Let's turn it on. See if we can get a quick peek at what this game looks like. 2007. I would imagine that's a relatively new game. Or, sorry, relatively old game in the DS library. Might be before they got better at making good games. Oh, I'm a novice for sure. Mission, none of it. I want a new game. It's fine. Yes, there we go. Okay, starting a new game. Mission 1, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. Just start it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, well, if this is just going to be a point at the bad guys and shoot him game, like, that's pretty good for $1. Like, I could play that. Oops. That guy made it through just fine. Did a bad job shooting him down. Oh, I can use my little L and R buttons to change my view. All right, this is. I'd play this for $1. Uh-oh, 3 o'clock. There's somebody. I don't know which way is 3 o'clock yet. Which button do I have to push? Oh, that it? Get him! Get that guy! All right. Anyway, so that's B-17. Cool. Got it working. That's exciting. There's a little touch and go there for a minute, but we got it. All right, next one up is Toy Shop, the final game in the lot that I got. I don't know anything about Toy Shop. This one, I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. The contacts are looking pretty good. It doesn't look like this one's been played too much. Gonna give it a quick little wipe, see if it goes without too much effort, and then we can go back into this for a little more cleaning. If it's not quite there yet. All right, it's gonna work right up. Majesco Entertainment, again, another one that sometimes produces some hidden gems and a lot of times produces straight garbage. So let's see, which one does Toy Shop fall into? Oh, this is already a great looking. Look at those graphics are just the kind of game you would skip over and never think about again. Oh, it's a touch game. Okay, okay. Which one of these do you think has the longest? Let's see. Which one is the farthest along? I have no idea. All right, well, now I'm just loading the game. We're just getting into it. All right. So there's these guys. They're walking on the screen. Are those credits? Oh, looks like this save file got all the way to the end. I think. All right, well, the game can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. Got my Nintendo DS on Christmas 2005. It was the Mario Kart DS bundle. The red DS that came with a game and Mario Kart wrist strap. Yes, I believe it had a back that was like a black backing, if I remember right. Wasn't this side black and this side was red? Maybe I have that backwards. Maybe this side was black and the back side was red. Can't remember. But yes, I do remember seeing that DS around. This is not my childhood Nintendo DS Lite. I had a... What color was my first DS Lite? Shoot, now I forget. It might have just been like... Was it just like a gray one or something? I forget. But I did break it at some point, and I traded it into GameStop to, like, as a defective unit to buy a new DS. They had this one that was traded in the day I went to go buy a new Nintendo DS to replace my old one, and it looked really good at the time. Since then, I've dropped it a few times and whatever, so it's got some scratches on it. But at the time, it was a like new Nintendo DS that was 20 or 30 bucks cheaper than getting a new one. So I was like, all right, whatever, I'll get this one because it's a cool Mario rare one. So this has now been my DS since then. Really enjoyed Nintendo DS. Really enjoy some games on there. S-Poc, what are some of your favorite Nintendo DS games you've played? Next one up, by the way, this is Blinkoom's fault. And by that, I mean Nostalgic Dan's fault, because he's the one who made Blink get it. But I did get Animal Boxing. It's been on my list for a long time, and I was just like, if a deal comes up, I'll finally get it. And sure enough, I got this for like $1 plus shipping or something. The little game identification stamp is kind of worn away on this one, so I'll have to be careful. But the contacts look pretty good. They're pretty good. I'll go ahead and give this a fresh little drop or two of alcohol. Dab off the excess, and we'll just wipe this one away. And then make sure our Animal Boxing works. Animal Boxing, if you're not familiar, I remember being kind of like a Mario, or sorry, a Punch-Out clone. Where it's got... there's a couple different boxing attempted games out there. This is the one I think that's like the closest to a Punch-Out, if I remember right. So we'll see if this one pops open. It does. Get a few seconds of Animal Boxing in there. For me, I think my favorite... turn your DS to play. Oh boy. That's right. You turn your DS upside down to play this game. My camera does not like it upside down. Not happy. It just looks white screen from here. So yeah, so this one they flipped it so that you're doing all your touching on the top screen and you're reading on the bottom. So you hold it inverse like this. I forgot about this. There we go. Animal Boxing upside down. Probably a mess for emulators. Alright, we're just gonna go straight into the championship. I'm not gonna regret this or anything. Tutorial? Nah, fine. I just want to show a few seconds of this. I don't need to be good at it yet. Just want to show what this one kind of looks like before I cut into testing out some more games. Oh yeah, we're right at the beginning here. Touch the enemy with the stylus to punch them directly. Okay, bop, got him. Draw a horizontal line toward the enemy with the stylus to give them a hook. Oops, sorry, that's a horizontal, you said. There you go, bop. Draw a vertical line towards the enemy with the stylus to give them an uppercut. Bop. There you go. Alternate between left and right to make punching combinations faster. Oops. Bop, bop. There you go. Keep the stylus on the touchscreen to recharge your batteries before punching, so you can cause your enemy more damage. Hold it and charge, and then bop! Let him go real good. Bop! Oh yeah, keep pressing down on the control pad to block your enemy's punches. Oh, on the control pad. I'm using my control pad. Do you mean the button? I don't know what they mean. Oh, there it is. It's literally the arrow, which is odd. I'm not left-handed. Maybe there's a light left-hand, right-hand option. I can swap this. We'll see. Press left and right on the control pad to dodge your enemy's right punches, or control pad right to dodge left punches. Again, this is the wrong button scheme right now. There may be a left-handed mode where I can switch this out for other stuff. Anyway, that's enough. So that's animal boxing. It does look like a Mario, or sorry, I did it again. A Punch-Out clone, which is, you know, a pretty good one. Favorite games were Mario Kart DS, Animal Crossing Wild World, Tetris DS, Mario and Luigi Partners in Times, and Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Yes. I'd say of that list, I think Tetris DS is my favorite. I think that may be the best version of Tetris they've made yet. It's my favorite, I think. Really like that one. Really like the cool little the thing that was going on the second screen with like you know, they show like Mario going through a stage or something like that. It was really cool. Still held up pretty well today. All right, so that's the end of my Nintendo DS games. Next up, we're going to need our Nintendo 3DS. Get out this little case guy. First one I got to show is Dragon Ball Fusions. This game usually goes for pretty pricey. I was able to get it pretty cheap because I got a loose copy. I don't know anything about Dragon Ball. Never played a Dragon Ball game, never watched the anime or anything like that. But I hear it's a good RPG, and I hear it's a good like introduction to the series in a way. And again, with those 3DS games, it's kind of like buy them now or lose them forever, because now is like your last chance to get them relatively cheap. If it's not already gone, but it's gonna get worse. So this one was, I think, $25, I think, or so is what I got it for. So pretty good for an RPG. So now this one's a little interesting. The other ones I kind of just cleaned the contacts. This one, the front of it is a little goobered up, like down in this corner and all that. So, but I also don't want to damage this label at all. But I do want to clean that up a little bit. So I might try a few things to try to get that cleaned. And certainly we'll clean these contacts as well. A little bit of dirt and grime in there as well. So let's start with the contacts. Do our normal alcohol on a toothbrush method. Gotta scrape across the contacts there. Not pushing too hard. We do want to clean up any gunk that got in there. Pretty good. And then this is gonna be interesting. I think the best way to do this, I don't want to use alcohol. I'm just gonna use some just kind of all-purpose cleaner. My preferred method is Method all-purpose cleaner. This is my favorite, I think, of just like the all-purpose cleaner stuff you can get. It's kind of like pretty strong, not too harsh, but anything that you have lying around should work fine. I'm just gonna give this like a little bit of a squirt, not much at all. Don't want much on here at all because it's not that bad. I just want something a little stronger than nothing. So I'm gonna kind of rub that into itself to kind of get most of that moisture out. And I'm just gonna kind of gently wipe that across that label, and then probably get into these corners as best I can. Again, I don't want much liquid on here because that'll get under the label and cause problems. But currently it's pretty dirty, so we'll see. Get it looking any better. Better. Let's keep going. Alright, so there's kind of more of our finished product there. So a little better. I got a little gunk right there in the corners. Let me see if I can get some of that. But around the label looks better. Maybe a little bit more at the top. See if I can get that. Okay, and then finally down here in the plastic cartridge spot. See if we can get that a little better. I'll take that. Doesn't need to be perfect. I just wanted it to look better than it was when I picked it up. And then we'll put it in our 3DS and make sure it's working. Currently, I have Metroid Samus Returns in there. I haven't played it yet. I just put it in my 3DS with the hopes that when I pick up my 3DS, that's going to be the game I play. And then usually, unfortunately, I usually play something else. Like Pocket Card Jockey or something. One of my favorite 3DS games. All right. Let's see if that boots up okay. It looks good. It's reading the cart. That's a good sign. Booting up. That looks good. So we'll create, modify your save data for version 2.2. If you delete the update data, your save data won't load and you'll have to download the update data again. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's fine. It's probably fine. I'm just going to push the button. I don't have a lot of choices. It's not my save file that's maybe getting deleted here, so we'll be fine. It could be this game had a update available from the eShop, and before the eShop shut down, I panicked and like downloaded all the game updates for games I thought I might purchase in the future. And I think Fusions was one of those where I was like, just in case, let's download this update to make sure that I have that version of that. I can get that update while it's still available on the eShop, just in case they shut down the whole dang thing. So this game is playing great. Everything looks good so far. You've got a red 3DS XL. Nice. Some of those favorite games were Animal Crossing New Leaf, Mario Kart 7, Link Between Worlds, Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright, and Spirit Camera. Some really good options in there. I've not played Spirit Camera. I am generally scared of spooky games, so I don't play those too often. But that does seem like one that would be worth adding to the collection, even if I don't play them. New point 2 has new stuff. New characters, special modes, all sorts of things. Cool, cool. New characters. Look at all this bonus stuff I got. I got a reward. I'm so good at this game. Oh, look, I got a new ally. He is level 20, and I'm sure my guy's going to be level 0, so that's cool. Oh, I got Goku Black. Look at all these guys. I don't know what this means. I, again, have never watched an episode of Dragon Ball, so I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening. I can buy new clothing, though. That's exciting. Oh, I did it. I did photo fusions. I don't remember doing this, but I did it. Good job. Oh, I got more stuff. This might go for a while. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to know if it was going to work, which it is. So we're good. We're good here. All right. Dragon Ball Fusions is a good one. A spin-off of Fatal Frame and uses AR features. It was fun. Yes. I mean, it certainly sounds like if you wanted to like show off the coolest games on the 3DS, I feel like, yeah, you got to include Spirit Camera. You should pick that up one day for sure. I also really liked Link Between Worlds. I would go on to say it's the best 2D Zelda game. I think it's better than A Link to the Past, which is a really hard statement for some people to understand, but I think it just does everything A Link to the Past did better. I think their idea of like you kind of rent weapons actually worked pretty interestingly. It made it so it felt like a unique Zelda experience without like breaking the game or anything. Meanwhile, next game is Rabbids Travel in Time 3D, complete with case and manual. I got this for like real cheap. The game cart might not have ever been touched. This is another one of Blinkoom's faults. Steve bought this on stream, and I was like, I've literally never heard of this game. I have 4 or 5 Rabbids games total, if you count the Wii, and I somehow like never looked at this Rabbids game in my life. Might as well have been John Cena. I did not see it. All right, that's not really focusing very well because it's white, but it's in pretty good shape. I'm just gonna give it just a real quick wipe, just to make sure it's good. I'm gonna try even without alcohol for now, just to get whatever's left on my toothbrush and see if that's good enough. But Steve said it was a 3D platformer, and then when I looked up this game, it looked like it was a 2D platformer. So maybe it's a little of both. It says 3D right on the box, so you'd think it would be a 3D platformer, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. By the way, in your list, Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright is a game I've not played yet, but I regret not playing it. I did the dumb thing when it came out. I was like, I'll pick that up when it's on sale. That game never went on sale, not once. It was $30 at the lowest price ever for its entire lifetime, and then that was it. It was always 30, and then it went to like 50, and then 70, and then 100 and $150 to buy that game used. So I missed my chance on Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright. But oh, look at all these save files. People have actually played this game. All right, we're gonna have to delete this one. I'm sorry, everybody. It looks like it's working just fine though, which is good. New game, I'm sure it has like a giant storyline at the beginning that I probably won't be able to skip through. Oh, we got it when it first came out. Nice, nice. Oh no, it won't let me skip any of this. Too bad. All right. So yeah, that one's working fine. I'll be curious to see how that game actually plays. All right, that's the end of my 3DS games. So I can put this one back to the side for now. You know what? I'll put this back in the cart while I can. Even the box itself is in really, really good, really clean shape. So I don't feel like I need to do only... I don't feel like I need to do much cleaning on this. Okay, the back's got a little bit of a goober. Hang on. Okay. So normally what I do when I get a box game, I will put just a little bit of a spray on a paper towel. Again, kind of wiping off most of that liquid off there, so it's pretty dry. And then I'll just kind of wipe out the cover art a little bit, just to kind of get any dirt and grime off there. There's kind of some like sticky spots like right here. See if I can see any of it. A little bit. It's not really coming through. But I'll see if I can just wipe that away with just some cleaner and hopefully not have to get any stronger fluids involved in that. Yeah, it looks like, well, it's mostly coming off. Mostly coming off. 3DS only had one wrestling game, WWE All-Stars. I have not played WWE All-Stars. How was that one? I'm guessing it was not a beloved game, or else they would have been clamoring for a second one. People would have said, we need WWE All-Stars 2, maybe even 3, because this game is so good. And since that didn't seem to happen that I know of, I'm guessing it was just okay at best. What'd you think? Yeah, it's still a little goobered right there. All right. You know what we do with goobers is we clean them. That's what we do around here. Okay. So this shouldn't need much at all. You know what? I'm not even going to use a Q-tip, actually. I'm going to do just paper towel. Just a very quick splash of Goo Gone. I really don't want much. I don't even know if it'll show up on camera, but yeah, just a tiny bit of Goo Gone. We're going to go to that little sticky spot. Wipe it off a little bit and hope that comes off. Looks like it's coming off. Looks like that's exactly what that needed. It's just a little bit of Goo Gone. Put that away before I spill Goo Gone all over my desk. And then fresh paper towel. And what I really just need to do is I need to get that cleaner, get that all-purpose cleaner again. Because I just need to wipe off all of the Goo Gone I just put on there. Goo Gone is can be a little hard on vinyl cases, so it's good to get off the sticker goo, but I don't want to leave it on there. Also, sometimes I'll have that orange scent that'll kind of bleed through. So I'm just going to wipe that down one more time, just to kind of get off that Goo Gone. There we go. Now we're in good shape. Put that in the keeper pile as well. Okay, next handheld, the only one I've got is so far is Tiger Woods PGA Tour 07. So I got this from my local video game shop. I was getting some other games and looking for PSP games, and the guy was like, I just got a trade in for PSP games. Do you want to look through them? I'm like, sure do. And he also had a pile of loose games that he got with him, and I was shuffling through there and just kind of talking about like, ooh, Thrillville, some real gems in here. And I kind of talked up Tiger Woods 07, like, ooh, there's a good one, Tiger Woods 07. He was like, well, do you want Tiger Woods 07, like, for real? And I'm like, yeah, kind of, actually. And he's like, you can just have it. You just have it. You can just have Tiger Woods 07. I'm like, all right, I will take Tiger Woods 07 off your hands. Thanks. Fun fact: you collect wrestling games as a subset. Nice. I've got a few good wrestling games lying around. I have a on GameCube. I have was it Reckoning? WWE Reckoning? What was the series? Oh my gosh, it's blanking on me now. Day of Reckoning. Is that it? But I have, I think the second game, Day of Reckoning, sealed. I haven't opened it yet. I think I remember buying that from a Circuit City for $2, and I never opened it. And so I still have a sealed copy of that lying around. I also really liked the Nintendo 64, the later wrestling games on Nintendo 64. Really big fan of No Mercy and WWE 2000. My hot take is I don't think there's been a better wrestling game than No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000. I think the way they did the like you're playing an actual wrestler story in those two games was so fun, so cool. Maybe you can tell me better than I would know. Spock, do you think there is a good wrestling game out there that rivals No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 on the Nintendo 64? Have there been any games that are like that anyway? I guess maybe, I think I've heard the PS2 might have a game that's kind of like that. Oh yeah, I had Jean d'Arc in there currently. But yeah, we're just going to put in Tiger Woods and make sure it's working here. Hopefully this is charged. We'll find out. But yes, I'm looking for a video game wrestling expert to tell me if I liked WrestleMania 2000 and I liked No Mercy, what are other wrestling games I would enjoy? Because there's a lot of other ones I have not enjoyed. Today is 8/13, not 2011, but 2023. It is 1:33-ish around here. Let's say 34. Sure. Nailed it. It won't matter. That's going to wipe the next time I forget to charge my PSP anyway. Def Jam Vendetta and Fight for New York were made by the same team. That explains a lot. That explains why those games are so expensive and you can't get them easily. I did not know those were the same people. That's really interesting. Oh, this is a good sign. PSP's booting up. But yeah, portable golf games are generally very good, so that's why I wanted to get a copy of a Tiger Woods. I didn't really care too much. It looked like 07 and 08 might have been the two best Tiger Wood games from just my quick research. And so and for the price of $0, I was super happy to try a copy of Tiger Woods PGA 07. I have not played a lot of PSP games. I've not played a lot of Tiger Wood games, but if it's anything like Mario Golf with the 3-button inputs, then I'm in. I'm in. Autosave feature, sure. Let's autosave. Quick play. I probably do want to play with the user profile. I don't really have one. It's fine. Not right now. We'll fix it later. Alright, show me how to play Tiger Woods 07. See how this goes. It's looking good so far. Oh no! I tried to skip it, and instead it just said, "You trying to pause the game?" No, I just want to get into the button mashing. I just want a 3-click swing. There he is. Remember before everything went bad, Tiger Woods? Everyone was like, this guy's gonna be, oh, okay, you go down and then up on your little stick? Ooh, boy. Ooh, AEW Fight Forever. That's nice. That's a good one. Timing the downswing is key to full power. Hold straight down on the stick to start the backswing. As the club reaches the top of the swing, move up to perform the downswing. Avoid left or right, because that'll goof up your accuracy. All right, here it goes. All right, good hit. Supposedly, the Fight Forever captures the same thing, but we haven't tried it yet. Ooh, that's a good hit. I'm good at this game. I'm so good at Tiger Woods. I don't know if you can see it, but that ball almost fell in the cup. It was amazing. Okay, it's on the fairway, but it's, you know, good work. Okay. That looks like fun. That looks like a fun little game to play. Happy with that. All right, that's enough Tiger Woods, though. Happy that that is a good working game for a good price of $0. Love that for me. That's backwards. I've played a PSP game before, I swear. All right. So next up, from that same video game store near me, Tetris. If you have possibly watched my last previous stream, I got Tetris from them before. I cleaned it on this stream and said, I can't get those spots off. I don't know what that is, but I cannot get those spots to come off. I tested it in my system after the stream and couldn't get it to play. I played 4 other NES games right around it to make sure it wasn't just my system. Reseeded it probably 10 times and could not get Tetris to play. So I took it back and said, yeah, can I exchange this for another copy of Tetris? They have this one that's $12. The one I bought was $8, so this is $4 more than the one I paid for. But they were like, yeah, sure, straight up exchange, no problem. But this also comes with the manual, which is fun. Always love to get a good manual for free. Throw that in there. So let's open that up and take a look at it together. Oh, that's crispy. That's a crispy manual. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks great. No signs of any sort of mold or anything. No folds. Tells you how to play Tetris. Scores. That looks good. Happy to get that for free. Okay, so this one's probably fine, but the guy, before I left, he took Brasso to it and cleaned it with that, which is a little more abrasive than I like to use. And he also just used a Q-tip on it, which is normally fine. Like, it's fine, but since I had problems with the last one, I want to open this up. I'm going to take these screws out. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to look inside, and we're going to make sure this is 100% clean enough for my standards before I stick this in my NES. Make sure I get those screws out so I don't lose them. Put them in my little grooves over here on my board. Pull that down and then up. There we go. All right, there's no, like, you know, roaches or anything inside, so that's always good to see. You always like to see that. But yeah, so right away you can see there's some gunk on these contacts a little bit. I think it'll play, though I said that last week too. But yeah, especially some of these little guys over here. I'm gonna see what I can do to get those off. See if I can clean that off a little bit, and then hopefully it'll play. Let's check the back while we're here too. Oh yeah, see that white goo? That white goo is Brasso. That's him being too aggressive and too much cleaner on it. It's got some residue down here. Yeah, we gotta clean that up. That was a quick and dirty clean, not the slow and careful cleaning that I like to do. There have been indie-made wrestling games that try to replicate this style. There's a game called Wrestling Empire I downloaded for Switch. It's pretty cool. Wrestling Empire. I have not heard of that one. I know WrestleQuest, obviously that was in one of the episodes of Polykill recently. I actually played a demo of WrestleQuest at GDEX in Columbus, Ohio. So I did get to play that before it launched. And it definitely had a lot of cool stuff going for it, for sure. But I've not heard of Wrestling Empire. That's interesting. Oof, he says. Oof. I'm guessing that's the oof, right? The white gunk on there. Let's see. I think before I do, normally what I like to do is a pink eraser on these contacts and brush across or brush downward on these, but I think my first step's going to be to get this Brasso off of here. So I'm going to take a Q-tip. Hang on, let me, my manual on game here in good shape. Let's put that to the side before I can goof it. I'm going to get a Q-tip and some alcohol, and we're going to start with alcohol, then we're going to go to eraser, and then we'll go back to alcohol again. We're going to do a 3-step cleaning on this. WrestleQuest looks good. Yep. My big concern with WrestleQuest, and I think it was echoed by some of the reviewers, is the movement outside of wrestling is way too slow. The, like, you know, walk from point A to point B. There is a run button, thankfully, but the run button feels like it gets you to, like, what your average walk speed should be. And there should be a sprint button on top of that that goes even faster. That's my hot take on WrestleQuest. But the gameplay itself was fun. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna, so with the alcohol, we're just cleaning up, just getting off some of this Brasso, and right away, oh, is that not gonna show? That'd be sad. There we go. Right away, you can see I'm getting some color off of this this cartridge. So this is in fact pretty dirty. This is pretty dirty. I think someone has loved this game of Tetris. That side, let's get this side, just make sure we're getting all that Brasso or whatever off of it. Not looking for a perfect clean here. I just want to get the first layer of gunk off of here before I go to it with an eraser and try to get off the stuff that's really stuck on there. Okay, good enough. That's, yeah, that's, see if I can get that to show. That's a terrible amount of color. That's terrible. That's gross. So yeah, we're gonna need to clean this guy. This is why I didn't just put this in my NES. Like, yeah, that'll be fine. So yeah, so I'm gonna, as you can see here, I've got a pink eraser and I'm just kind of pulling down on it, hoping to get some grime off of here. If I need to keep going, I can go left and right, but I'll try to just go just top down first and see if that's enough to get this to clean off. I guess technically this cartridge is getting a 4-step cleaning because the first step was before I took it home, which is when he took Brasso to it and tried to clean these contacts. So, like, I'm sure Brasso will work. I'm sure it'll be fine, but it does leave kind of a mess and it can be too abrasive at times for some of these things. That said, if it's really goofed up, maybe you need that abrasion to get it off there, so. But he also, I mean, he owns a video game store. I'm sure he's a pretty good expert on things, so. Who am I to question his methods? He's probably played more NES than I have, to be honest. Certainly touched a lot more cartridges than I have. So yeah, we're just kind of brushing down here. These little gray lines, you can't see it yet, but I'll show it to you in a second. They seem to be going away a little bit, but they're certainly not gone. They're just kind of getting lighter and lighter as I scrape across here. So it's doing something. It's just maybe not enough. Maybe not enough. Let's do a progress report, see if I can show you how it's going now. So definitely a little bit of gunk still on there. I feel like it's doing a little better. Still a little bit of residue of what I think is Brasso, like right there. So we'll get that on the next pass through with the alcohol though. We'll do alcohol to polish it when we're all done. But yeah, there's a big dirty spot right there. I'll see if I can get that off. One on this corner too, it looks like. So I might need to do a little more erasing before I move on to the next step. Oh yeah, I just noticed, you can see this white line of Brasso right here on the cartridge too. I just won't notice that in the video. So yeah, I'll have to clean that off here too before I put it all back together. Okay, let's do a new progress report on that one. I feel like that's looking a lot better. Let me hold that still for a minute. Yeah, still a little bit of a spot over on that end, but most of these contacts are looking much better than they were when we started. Yeah, both the corners are looking a little meh. And then I gotta hit this side again, I think. Yep, gotta hit this side again. But that's the before I clean it, and then I'll show it to you again in a second. So if I really can't get these dark spots off, I can try some horizontal brushing with my eraser. Like I said, it's a little, sometimes it can be too hard, and I don't like to go that hard with it, but if you can't get these spots off, sometimes it requires it. And I think I'm getting close to that point here where it may need a little more push. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, you can see with all the like black bits of eraser goo I'm getting on my eraser and onto my mat that it's doing something for sure. It's getting something off of here. So I'm just gonna keep on brushing that, and then when I'm done with that side to side motion, I'll go back to brushing one more pass on the way back down like I was when I was starting. So let's do that now. Just kind of brush down the contact down toward the end of the board, trying to not do what I just did and avoid those little spikies on the end. I'm just wanting to get those metal contacts best I can. Yeah, I've got quite a mess of residue here, so it looks like I've gotten something off here. Let's go and show you the progress of that now. So yeah, this was much more discolored just last time when we were looking at it. It's already looking better. It looks like I need to get this area just a little bit more. Some black dots on there still. Maybe a little bit over on here too. So I'm gonna go just a little bit more right there before I flip over. Start looking pretty good. Yep, the spots are looking better. Still there, not completely gone, but better than it was when we started. That's for sure. And the real question is going to be: is it good enough to play? We put this in our system, or are we going to get it to work? So I'm going to go one more brushing downward on this side. And then after that, we'll go back in with isopropyl alcohol to give it kind of one last polishing, try to make it look a little better. Also, we're going to try to get all of the eraser bits off if there's anything left over. Make sure we get that off. And then finally, if there's any more little spots of what look like brasso, I can try to give that another wipe with the alcohol and see if we can clean that off too. All right. Oof, quite a mess there. Quite a mess we've left behind. Okay, so I'm just going to get this pretty doused with my isopropyl alcohol. We'll start with just the cartridge, or the board itself, and then I'll come back and get that plastic there. But yeah, we'll get this pretty soaked with that alcohol, I think. So before I even get to the other half, let me see if I can show you kind of a in progress before and after shot. So this side on the left has had alcohol on it. The side on the right has just had the eraser on it. So basically one side's kind of shinier than the other one. That's really kind of what it's doing. It's kind of restoring the shine back to it. As well, like I said, getting a little bit more of that residue off of there. My Q-tip itself is not as dirty as it was, so I think we got most of that gunk off there. So this is going pretty well. And I might, you know what? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give this, you know, its best bath. I have to get a second Q-tip, I think, and go at this again. Yeah, let me just do one quick pass with this one. And then I'll come back and do it a second pass with some fresh alcohol. While I've got this pretty dirty stick, I'm gonna get started on some of this Brasso that's on the cartridge, the plastic cartridge. Try to get some of that off. And then again, I'll probably need to clean that up with something stronger. Oh yeah, that's not pretty. That's gross. How about this side? Yeah. Bring that back over. You just barely see it in the corner, but this also has a bunch of spots on it. So just starting the cleaning there. Just starting the cleaning. Yeah, that's not great. That looks gross. Time for a new Q-tip. Start a fresh one. Give it another bath. Okay. Get that pretty wet. Polish that up with the 91% isopropyl alcohol. This side over here too. All right, not bad there. Go and do this side once more. Make sure that's nice and clean looking. I'm just thinking it's also kind of funny I'm doing this with like Tetris NES. Like Tetris NES, this is no Little Samson, you know? Like there's a ton of copies of NES that exist. There's a ton of different ways to play NES or play Tetris if you don't want to play the NES version. So like it's a little ridiculous that I'm going to this much effort for just Tetris. It's just Tetris. It's just Tetris, my man. But I think it's good practice, you know, for me to make sure that like if I get a game like this and it is Little Samson, that I kind of know what I'm doing. I've already got a plan for how I like to, you know, clean my cartridges, how I like to get them working again, and not permanently goober them in any sort of way. How do I keep them nice and working and clean and not do any permanent damage? All right, so that's looking pretty good. How's this guy doing again? It's looking kind of gross. Kind of gross over here. Now, in theory, I don't want to use isopropyl alcohol on this cartridge. Here, it's kind of a used one. I'm just kind of getting some of that Brasso off of here. But this is not my favorite cleaner for plastic cartridges. I usually will do other stuff, but I think on this one, I'm just trying to get the Brasso off and try to get it a little better. Usually I'll use all-purpose cleaner like I was doing before. That's usually all you really need. Something like that is usually plenty. If you need harder than that, that's where it depends. Well, it depends on what's on there. If you got like a sticker goo, you know, you could use a heptane or something. Sometimes works well. Oh, I just saw a big spot right over here that I didn't notice before. Get that out of there. Brasso in the corners. Get out of there. All right, that looks better. That looks better. Looks a little better. Give that a wipe down real quick. Cool. All right, that should be better. Get a final finished product on here. Show you how we're doing on our Fend Tetris NES. So you can certainly see lines. That's normal to see like the wear and tear of where it is. Ooh, what's that spot right there? That's showing up. Wow, I see that on the camera. It's like little line that's right there, but I don't see it with my eyes. That's wild. Let's see, do I have another bit of a clean Q-tip? See if I can get that off live. I don't know what that was. Cool. Well, that's why we do it like this. Show the back side. That side especially is looking much better, I think. So that hopefully will work. We'll have to put it inside to test it to be sure, but it's looking like a good start. I will never ever put these games in the right way first time. I always get this wrong. I have to go back and put it back in. Nope, I think I'm backwards again. There we go. Got it. First try. Y'all saw it. All right, flip that down in there. Go. Nice and snug. Put these screws back in. Go. Oh. And not my little grooves up here. There we go. That's better. There, that's nice and flush. One last screw. All right, let's tighten that down. Not going too tight, especially at first. I'm just going to kind of get them all in. Then I'll go back around one last time to make sure they're all as tight as I want them. Definitely don't want to over tighten these. I have done that before where I over tighten this and crack the plastic. Okay, that's good. Cool. There's our Tetris. While I'm here, oh wait, that's just my pencil eraser stuff. I was like, let me clean off the front of it, but I think it's just pencil shavings. The eraser shavings and bits. Yeah, everything else looks good on here. I don't want to mess with it too much. That looks pretty good. I can give it a quick wipe down just with a paper towel, but I don't even have any cleaner really on here. Just trying to make sure I don't have any solids of the eraser stuff. So there's Tetris. We'll have to test that to make sure that's working. We'll put that in the test pile. Okay, I've got a couple more. Well, hang on, let me hold please. I'm gonna go clean off my mat, which is me just kind of shaking this off to the side. Or just shake that. Perfect. Just throw it on the floor. It's great. Perfectly clean mat. All right, next up on the cleaning, I've got a couple GameCube games. Gonna present some interesting challenges here. So this is a fun one because I bought it on eBay from a place that didn't have any pictures on it or descriptions. It was just GoldenEye Rogue Agent. So I didn't know what I was gonna get. But thankfully, it does have the manual. It's got 2 discs. But speaking of like our Brasso cleaning, this disc is covered. Not covered, but it's dirty with what I'm pretty sure is resurfacing agent. So they resurface these discs. This is scratch-free, looks great, but there's residue all over the front that I think they left from using too much cleaner on here. And you can kind of see through it a little bit. You can barely, let's see if you can barely see it. Was it more obvious on this side? No. But you can see like kind of like a ring around here of you can kind of see like through the artwork. So it kind of, we'll see if it runs okay, but mostly that's going to need a careful cleaning to get that residue off. Disc 1 is kind of the same story, just not as much, but it does have some, you know, white stuff on it. The edges look pretty crunchy. And then if you look in the, like kind of the middle ring, you can kind of see some gunk in there too. So it just wasn't really cleaned well from an automatic machine. So it just needs a little bit of love, a little bit of TLC will fix that up. And then the box itself is kind of goofy a little bit. It's got some goo on it. Well, it's hard to tell there, but yeah, up here we've got some sticker residue for sure. Interestingly, I don't want to bother with this sticker, this 007 Presents. You're going to want to keep that in pristine shape. So I don't want to use anything too harsh to clean this, because I got to keep this intact while making sure I remove this sticker goo that's up here and any of the other just kind of gunk that's all over here. So the first thing I'm going to do with this one, because I think I'm going to get into it pretty good, is I'm going to take out this artwork, if it comes out, that is, to make sure I don't injure that with any. Because I think I'm going to get, and I'm going to take out, you know what, while we're at it, let's take out the instruction manuals, because these are paper, and that paper can get pretty goofed up by the cleaners I'm going to be using. So I'll keep that off to the side where I can't damage anything. Finally, I'm going to get a little credit card handy for like when I'm cleaning some of these parts over here. I want to make sure I'm not too aggressive pushing down that I put any dents in the vinyl. So putting a nice little credit card or something will help keep that protected. All right, so this part, I'm going to use heptane. So I've got a little squeezy bottle of heptane here. This is what I like to use on vinyl. I'm going to also put on my work gloves. This is probably overkill, but it is a harsher chemical. So just to be safe, and to also feel like I'm official, I'm going to put on my work gloves here to make sure I'm not getting my fingers all up in that heptane. All right. So yeah, so we're going to start with heptane. We're going to see if that's good enough. Some of the sticker residue up here, it might need to go full Goo Gone. But let's start with heptane. We'll see if that's good enough. And if it's not, we'll come back to it and clean it with some Goo Gone. So heptane, if you're not really familiar with it, it's kind of like a rubber cement cleaner sort of thing. We're just going to put that on there and see how it's doing. Use Goo Gone or any off-brand adhesive remover. Yep, I do like that for stickers. I usually want to clean up after it, because I think I've mentioned before that like it can be kind of too strong on vinyl sometimes. Yeah, that sticker residue up there is already pretty gone. One more thing, I'm just gonna get up a little bit of a plastic scraper. I've got a little bit of paper still here, so I'm just gonna just take that came right off thanks to that heptane. So that's looking good. So I'm just going to go to any other spots I can find with my heptane stick and just clean off some spots. Maybe move my credit card around just to make sure as I push in I don't dent anything. Avoiding that 007 Present sticker, by the way. And yeah, so I'm just going after all of the sticky spots right now. Oh boy, real quick. We got something gross off of here. Look at that. That's like black. Gross. So yeah, so I was just gonna say, I'm just trying to get the spots with my Q-tip here and heptane. I'm gonna go back at it again later with all-purpose cleaner, but I'm gonna use this heptane a little bit stronger to get the sticky stuff off. I'm just kind of looking around here, going around to any of the real gross spots. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We got most of that off. I'm pretty happy with that. See if I can see a little bit of that. So not looking too bad now. Not looking too bad, at least on the outside. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to a paper towel, some all-purpose cleaner. Might have gotten that a little more cleaner than I wanted. So I'll kind of see if I can spread that around my paper towel a little bit. Okay, close enough. And then I'm just going to wipe this down. So it's going to do a couple things. One, it's obviously just going to clean off any gunk that's been on this case from years of however long it's been here. But it's also going to get rid of any of the heptane or any other cleaners I used here. So if I use like a Goo Gone, I'll want to use an all-purpose cleaner to take that back off after I've used it to get the sticker stuff off. But this is a nice kind of safe way you can wipe down your vinyl without it causing any permanent damage or crazing, is I think the term for it, where it kind of can leave like a foggy after look to it. Just an all-purpose cleaner will prevent any of that, whereas an isopropyl alcohol will be too strong and that'll leave some crazing. So now that I've got this all-purpose cleaner, which, oh, by the way, yeah, we picked up some dirt off there. I'm now going to try, well, I was going to use this, but I think a paper towel is too scratchy. Changed my mind. Little kind of like a special cloth for this. Special cloth is getting pretty dirty. But we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to get a little bit of the all-purpose cleaner. Lighter this time. And we're going to use this on those discs. And I'm going to rub away from the center on these. Trying to, again, get off any of that like kind of white stuff. You dusted your game room shelves the other day. That took you a while. That's a good call out. I don't know if like, dusting is not a thing I do as often as enough as I should. That's a good call out. That's a good reminder. So again, I'm just rubbing this to the outside with a pretty safe cloth for this sort of thing. And then and just some all-purpose cleaner on it to start. I didn't want to use anything heavier, at least not yet, just to get some of this goo and residue off here. Being pretty gentle with this, if I'm being honest. I'm really not trying to push too hard on here because I really don't want to scratch it or leave any permanent damage. Just want to get, you know, kind of that layer of gunk that was on here. Take that off. Then use the dry side one more time. Let's see what that looks like now. See your chat. Look, it's you. It's you in the reflection. But yeah, I'd say that's looking a lot better. Let's go ahead and take a look at the front. Yeah, so it looks like most of that white residue's gone. I think I need to go one more trip around the very outside just to make sure. This is also where I had a bunch of that residue kind of built up. So I'm just kind of going around like this, making sure I got the outside pretty good without leaving any other damaging scratches or residue or anything. Yeah, pretty exhausting to do all that dusting and stuff, especially if you got a lot of shelves. It can take a lot. All right, so that's much better. I'm feeling pretty good about that. We'll put that one back where we found it, and we'll get disc 1 and do the same sort of thing. So here's a quick before. You can just see there's some kind of like just like a white powdery substance kind of all over it a little bit. The back looks good enough at first glance, but if you look kind of in the center like ring area, there's some kind of like foggy, hazy stuff there. That's going to be, I think, my main focus is trying to get that stuff out of that center ring best I can. So I'm just going to give it another spray of some all-purpose cleaner. Not too much. And then I'm just going to kind of rub that to the outside again. I started at about the EA logo, so that's how I know where it started. And yeah, thankfully that extra, you know, disc cleaner polish or whatever they use is coming off pretty cleanly here. So that's good. Alright. So that already is looking better on the front. There. You can watch that dissolve. Nice. Okay. Flip it over. Let's see if we can do anything about that gunk in the middle. How's it going so far? Just pause at the halfway point. Yeah, you can see one side doesn't really have that goo, and the other side does. This side by my pinky is pretty clean, but the side on the across from my pinky is still gross. Let's see if we can rub that out of there. Better. Keep going a little bit. All right, pretty good. Use the dry side. Dry it off a little bit. Looks better. All right, final step is just that inner or that outer ring I was doing before. Just do one last thing on the outer ring there. Try to get any more of that, what must have been disc cleaner polish removed. Spot cleanings. There we go. Feel pretty good about that. Feel like we've done a lot to save this disc. Cool. All right, let's put our paperwork back inside GoldenEye. Rogue Agent. There we go. Put the artwork back in. And this will look like a game you could pick up off a shelf at a store and buy from somebody. Make sure it's seated well. Looks like this was a little seated too far down the first time. It's got a little bit of wear and tear at the very corner, very edge of the artwork. Here we go. GoldenEye, Rogue Agent. I won't say as good as new, but I will say much better than it was when we started, which is the goal. Very happy with that. Cool. Put that to the side. Next one up, this is kind of a fun story. 1080 Avalanche. So this one is a game that I actually previously have purchased. I already own this game, but the copy I got has a lot of water damage on the case. So I just got this for the case. I was like, oh, cool, the case. And it's like, oh man, I get this for like $6 or $7, something really cheap. But the description said the disc is scratched and it won't test or it won't play. Like one of those, like, you know, he said actually untested, but it's scratched. So I don't think anyone bid on it because I think we all expected it didn't work. There's no manual in there, so that was part of it too. So I take a look at the disc, and it's not that bad. I don't know if it's coming through on here at all. Not too much, which is kind of, I guess, the point. Is it's not bad at all for being a GameCube game. This is kind of what they look like. So just to be sure, there. Now you can see the scratches. There you go. Not bad though, no gouges, just light scratches. So my plan, I bought this game with the plan of doing a polishing stream where I say, all right, let's take a GameCube game that's not working or some disc that's not working, and I'm gonna take out like the car scratch remover polish and go after a game and see if I can get it working again. That was my goal. I took this game, put it in my GameCube, boot right up, no problem. It was like, this is fine. These are mild scratches. So I don't think I'm going to touch this anymore. And my fear is if I did anything to it, I might make it worse and make it so it's not going to run. I'm okay with it not looking great as long as it plays. I would much rather do that than the other way around, where it looks great but won't boot up. So I'm gonna leave it as is. The disc is fine. I do plan on making this my new permanent 1080 Avalanche case. Boy, I'll have to look at my other game to see which one's in better shape, actually. They're both about the same sort of, like, kind of mildly scratched. But this case is kind of gross. It's not terrible, but it's got, like, a brown spot here. It's got sticker residue up here. It could use a little help. So we're going to do just what we did with GoldenEye. I'm going to take out the artwork. There's no instruction manual to take out, so I don't have to worry about that this one. But the artwork itself looks way better on this copy of the game than the old one that I had. So let's go ahead and put that credit card thing back there. And yeah, you can kind of once again see all that goo that I got to get off of there. Yeah, that's bad. So still got an unused side of a Q-tip. So I'm going to take heptane again, which again is not as harsh on the vinyl as an isopropyl alcohol would be. Put a lid on that right away before I can spill it all over my desk and cause problems. And then we're going to start with the sticker residue. Kind of let that sit for a minute. Let it think about what it's done. I'm going to come back to it. I'm just going to kind of get some of the dirtiest, gross spots in case any of it is gross and dirty because of sticker residue. And then I'm going to come back with that plastic scraper tool and just see if I can get some of this like kind of paper goo that's off here. It looks like whatever sticker this was, thankfully someone got most of it off already, so it's not as bad as it was, but it looks like this at the time was a pretty strong sticker. It's very, very sticky, very gluey glue, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to kind of scratch at this a little bit. The heptane that I put on there should have weakened that pretty good. Rub on that again. It's possible some of these spots, like right here, that I can't quite get out, those might be on the back side. So we might go underneath here and see if I can clean some of that off, because it's not coming off with the heptane like at all. Which is kind of interesting. So right now I'm just kind of looking over this case, trying to find anything that looks like sticker residue, and just touching it up with my heptane Q-tip here. Usually you'll see stuff on the back from like in the corners down here for the price tag. Maybe just a tiny something right there, but not much of anything. Right there. A little bit up here. And then finally something here. But again, that might be underneath. Let's see if we can get under here and find any of these little spots, see if we can prove where they are. Like, let's take these two little black spots here. Can I get them from this side? Nope. So, I don't know what that is. It's like maybe a paint or something. Those dots, I can't figure out how to get off. But that said, it's still pretty good. It just means this case goes from, you know, a 9 out of 10 to maybe an 8 out of 10. Not that bad, really. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with a fresh paper towel. Keep it clean. I think this is the last one anyway, so let's go for it. Get some all-purpose cleaner. I got this one a little more wet than last time, or than usual, kind of on purpose, just because I think this one needs pretty good amount of solution. Let's see if I can get some of this weird gunk off of here. Yep, that's why we put the lid on the heptane. Spill that all over the place. So yeah, we're gonna try the outside. It does look like I'm at least picking up some dirt and grime off of here. Going better. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get underneath here. See if we can get anything here too. Don't always go underneath, but sometimes, like games like this, I need to go as clean as I can. Better, that's better. Okay, I'm gonna put this credit card back. There's a spot right here. I don't know if it's coming through on the stream at all, but there's a spot kind of where the sticker was that's still kind of gross looking. Let's see if I can kind of scrub it out. You know, that might need a little more heptane is what that might need. So I'm going to do heptane on that spot and then come right back with the all-purpose cleaner. Get kind of a mix of it. See if we can get that off. I think it's scratched is what I think happens. I think whatever sticker was on there the first time, whoever tried to take it off probably scratched through the vinyl a little bit. It was a little too strong. That's my guess. Right now I'm just kind of spot cleaning some of the spots that look like they could use a little extra help. Still can't get these little two black spots off, but I don't think I can scratch them off, can I? Wait, hang on. Let me get my credit card under there, because this is going to be pretty rough. Find out if I can get these off. Yes, that was it. They need it scraped off. There we go. There we go. Okay, go back at it with a paper towel with some cleaner on it. There we go. All right, any more of those little spots that need scratched off right there. Got it. Wipe off the residue. There we go. Doing good, doing good. A little bit up here, I think. Cool. Cool. Okay, one last step on this one, and also probably go back for GoldenEye too. I didn't get the outside of the plastic very well with the cleaner. So we'll just do this real quick, just rubbing down the outside, just trying to get any of the dirt and grime off of there. Go back for GoldenEye, that's over here. Just make sure that's too. Here we are. Okay. All right, finally, put our artwork back in 1080 Avalanche. Does have a tiny bit of a tear on the artwork right about there, but that's okay. You can barely notice it. I'm not gonna mess with it, that's for sure. Make sure that artwork is seated pretty well. And there we go. Pretty clean case for 1080 Avalanche with a working disc inside. And a much better case than it was when we started. And hello, A Dodecahedron. Welcome on in. Thanks for coming into the stream. Hope you're having a great Sunday. We're just cleaning off some games over here. Yeah, this 1080 Avalanche is good. So I'm gonna take my. Oop, hang on. Hold up a minute. See that? I missed a spot. Literally missed a spot. See if I can just scrape that off. Good. There we go. There we go. I don't think I can get that off, can I? Sure can. Yeah, it's like I wonder if someone kept this game like in their garage or something too close to some like paint projects or something. It's got a few things that are like that were kind of stuck on there, but they were to get scraped off, which is kind of a new thing for me. Usually I clean them off, but this time they were something like kind of just physically stuck, and you can kind of scratch it off most of the time. Not that one. That one's on there, but we're good. So yeah, so I now have two copies of 1080 Avalanche that both seem to be working. I'm just going to combine all the best bits into one game. Probably this case, probably this artwork. We'll see about the disc. And then we'll just trade in the other one or sell it or something to make back some of the cash we had on some of here. So that's it for the games I have to clean. I have cleaned all the games. There's one more thing I could do, since I still got a little bit more time left, is I could take our Tetris game, and I could take this television and try to plug it in and see if we can get Tetris to work. So let's try this. I'm going to swap on the fly, see if this works. I'm going to do this live, so hold please, but I'm going to try switch into a headset mic. See if that's doing anything. And if it is doing anything, then I'll take this headset mic, go sit over there, and go see if I can play Tetris real quick. And you can watch over my shoulder and see if it's working. Please hold for a moment while I see if I can get my headset mic to work or not work. Does not seem to be doing anything yet. Nope. I think I need to go into my computer settings. Just doing it live. Microphone settings. Okay. Oh, now is it working? Oh, it is working. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna mute this one. Mic seems to be working. Good, good, good. Just need to get sound working for myself now. Can I hear anything? No. Not yet. Working on it. Working on it. I mean, it's almost working. It's just not, I think it's just not going through my thing unless, hold please. Doing it live. Doing it live. There. Okay. I think it's working for me now, I think. Cool. All right. Headset working. It's a little hot though. Hang on, let me turn this down. I think if my mic is too loud. Turn that down a little bit. Down to about there. How's that? Does that sound good? That sounds about right. Maybe a little too low now. Go just a little bit less than that. How about there? That seems good. All right, I'm going to switch to another camera. Perfect. Look at that television you can see. Oh no, I lost my sound again. Oh, it's fine because I need to like maybe listen to Tetris, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. This is fine. Everything is fine. We're going to go for a walk and see how this works. All right. I'm going to plug that in there. Turn on our TV. Make sure I got all my inputs where I need them to go. By the way, for all of you people who build your own setups at home, I have one of these that I super recommend that I made. I just made instructions for my television set for like all the settings I need to do on my TV to remind myself how everything plugs in. And this is what I'm using right now. So I need for NES, I need video 2 on my settings. So let me go do that. That a little bit. Perfect. Okay. 2, perfect. Okay, just need to change the input on my TV, which is one of these buttons. Who can remember? Nope, not that way. Hang on, it might be my gloves doing it. It's one of these buttons, I know. Been a while since I've changed it. There it goes. Okay, video 2, got it. All right, grab my Hyperkin NES controller because it's what I got. Got Tetris inside, push the button, we got it. There it is. You can see it. I could sit here and we could play Tetris and make sure it works. Nice. All right, Tetris appears to be working. First try, that was my favorite part. There is no hard drop button in this version of Tetris. You have to actually, like, push the buttons. Also, I don't think it has the stereotypical Tetris music. This is just, other license-free video game or unlicensed music. Not as exciting. Ooh, it's almost mutable. happy to see Tetris is working so far, but you know, it might need some more testing just to be double sure, you know. You just want to be absolutely sure, right? So we're going to keep testing some Tetris because it's so addictive, can't be stopped. Okay, that's enough. All right, so Tetris works. uh All right. That was it. I'm going to go back to my just chatting screen here. So I don't think I've got anything else to clean, unfortunately. I think that's going to do it for my cleaning stream. But thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate you, SPOC, for coming in and chatting some wrestling, chatting some games. Adodecahedron, thanks for coming in. Good to see you as well. Hope everyone has a great Sunday. Hope everyone finds some good time to play some good games. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you all next time. Oh, wait, you know what? Hold up a minute. Let me go see if I can send us to another channel. Let me see if there's anybody I'm currently following that's worth rating. No, like no one is live. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send us to HitSave.org, which is a... it's like a video documentaries sort of thing. They're kind of just showing games or like a game history of like interviews and promotional materials that have otherwise been lost to time. And so they kind of show them in the background. So it's kind of like a Bob Ross for video games where you just watch it and you're not really interacting with anybody. There's nobody there. But it's a lot of cool historical stuff. Sometimes it's like really cool stuff where it's like, whoa, this is an interview about Final Fantasy IX with the original creators. That's so cool. And sometimes it's like, here's a pachinko game in Japan only, and there's no translation on it, and I have no idea what they're saying. So not sure what's going on here. Other times it's like, I saw one the other day that was like Blitz 2001, the interviews, and like how they did like motion capture for that, for a 20-year-old, 23-year-old football game that, like, you know, I hadn't thought about that in years, but it was really interesting to kind of remember how they had to go and do all that stuff way back when. So pretty cool stuff. So we're going to go there in a few seconds. But once again, I want to thank everybody for coming in here. Hope everyone has a great Sunday, and I will hope to catch you all next time. Bye.